host of the Gridiron.
But if you remember, right, when we drafted him, right, and we put him out there in training camp, I wasn't there to watch. I seen a lot of the people taking, I guess, videos with their phones and stuff like that. And all. I mean, good old Trey Hawkins. I mean, the dude looked like maybe the second coming of prime time or something. Man, he was like white on rice. Let me tell you what, he was all over some of our wide receivers out. It was unbelievable. I mean, he did such a good job. And then, he maybe a little bit of the preseason, but I mean, then, of course, once the regular season rolled around and he started playing with some of the big boys, things didn't quite look as rosy, right, as they did in preseason. But once again, very small sample size. He had a couple of games he played in, didn't do too bad. I got to find him here. There's, once again, I got 75,000. Oh, here we go. All right. Now, I mean, because if you look, like, let's see, what did he do? Trey Hawkins, the third, I'm sorry. Last season, now, I don't know, could be. Once again, he only played 2 games this year. He played week 7 against Philly and week 14 against Nolans, right? Now, 2023, now, once again, could be with the Wink, right? Maybe, some guys do a better job man-to-man. Some guys do a better job maybe in space, with the zone, right? Maybe Hawkins is maybe more suited for maybe a zone kind of defense. He maybe, once he got out there with the big boys last year, meaning 2023, with Wink's defense, more of a man-to-man, he struggled, right? So his grade last season, 2023, meaning with Wink, was a 52.6. Once again, it was all based by PFF. That's all I'm going by, right? His run defense, 2023, was very good, but his coverage was bad. It was a 47.2. That was in 346 snaps all year. 200. He was in coverage for 211 snaps. His coverage grade was a 47.2. Okay. This past season, once again, only 82 snaps. That's all. He played in 59 snaps against New Orleans and 23 snaps against Philadelphia. He played in 41 rush defensive snaps, 41 pass defensive snaps. So 41 and 41. But he graded out at a 79 overall for the whole season. His run defense was a 70. His tackling was a 59.9. His coverage, though, was a 79.6. Very impressive. Very, very impressive. As I said, last in 2023, his coverage was a 47.2, according to PFF. And actually, I said, if you look here, I mean, it's surprisingly, right? Giants' top-ranked defenders performers have one surprise, okay? The third highest-ranked defensive player bodes well for his position in the unit's future. So maybe, possibly, could be a Bowen thing. Maybe he gelled in the Bowen, right, defensive scheme, possibly. But, I mean, if you go to, right, the grades here, right? Of course, Sexy Dexy was number 1, graded out at 89.9 by PFF. Just missed the 90 for the 3rd year in a row. What a freaking beast that guy is. Unbelievable. So lucky we got him, man, I'll tell you. Brian Burns, 79.2. Right? And that's despite every week the guy had something wrong with him. Dinged up. Something was wrong with the guy every week, Brian Burns. Once again, nobody's given, everybody's just picking on Shane. And, rightfully so, to some degree. Yeah. Everybody's picking on Shane for what Saquon did. Everybody's picking on Shane for what Xavier McKinney did. But it doesn't get any love for anything he does right. Not that he's doing a ton of things right, but anything he does actually do right, Nobody's giving him some love. Where's the love, right? We all need a hug, huh? The Brian Burns, not bad for basically a second round pick, and you had to pay the guy too. Don't get me wrong, but I'll tell you what, the guy came to play. I mean, every week he had something wrong with him. Every freaking week. I'm sure if he wanted to, on a team that was just hit on the Titanic, they hit the iceberg, and it was just a matter of time before it went down, went under, and everybody went under with it. Right? He could have mailed it in. He could have said, Coach, my groin's, I don't know. I don't think I can go this week. I mean, I'll be ready for the next week, but I think maybe I might want to take a week off. You know what I mean? He could have done that. I don't know how many times. He always had something wrong with him. Came to play every week, right? Hopefully, maybe he can stay a little healthy next season. We'll have to wait and see. But that was a fantastic. Now, so we got two. Unfortunately, we had three edge rushers, but that's not going to happen next season unless we draft Abdul Carter. That would be cool, right? Because I don't think Aziz is coming back. He wants to play. He wants to get paid, and he wants to play. So I don't blame him. So I don't think Aziz Ojulari will be back with the Giants. But Burns, that was a really good pickup. But let's say then you got. So then of course that's the first is highest graded, sexy, right? Sexy Dexy. Brian Burns is number 2. Number 4, right? Drew Phillips, right? But who's number 3? Trey Hawkins. Drew Phillips graded out of 77.5. Now, of course, Drew Phillips had a lot more snaps than Hawkins did. But Trey Hawkins graded out of 79 overall. We need to put an asterisk here for Hawkins. Yes, we do. The young cornerback who ranked 3rd among the Giants defenders. Go figure, right? For the simple reason that his sample size isn't as large as that of the others on defense who finished in the top part of the rankings, which is true. He only played in 2 games, right? And, you also got to think about it, too, is that, there was times, right, where Banks was injured. Now, Flott was injured, right? Phillips was injured. Well, we had guys were just injured, right? It would have been so easy to put Hawkins in there, right? He was only in there for 2 games. So, obviously that could be telling you something too. But the 2 games he played, right? He did pretty well. That said, kudos to Hawkins, who was pretty much a non-factor last year and who was often inactive in his second season, cashing in on an opportunity to start when injuries cut into the cornerback depth. Hawkins showed very encouraging improvement from a year ago when the game proved to be too fast for him. He recorded his first career interception, was aggressive to the ball in both coverage and edge run force with 6 tackles, and finally looking like a promising NFL cornerback. Now, you got to have depth. Not saying the guy's ever going to be a star corner for you or anything like this, whatever, but you got to have depth, right? And, right? And, the guy keeps getting maybe a little bit better, right? So it'll be some good depth for us going forward. Unfortunately, a season-ending back injury, which did her. He missed. Oh, I forgot what. Oh, here. Let's see. I think he missed the last 4 games. Where was Hawkins at here? Trey Hawkins. The last 4 games he was on IR. It's the Ravens, Atlanta, Indianapolis, and Philadelphia. He got put on IR, unfortunately. So, but so that was one of the reasons why he probably didn't get as many. He probably maybe could have got some more snaps, but he got put on IR. So unfortunately, his season-ending back injury cut short any chance of him building on that progress. But considering he plays a position where the Giants need a lot more depth moving forward, Hawkins' growth was one of the more positive and encouraging developments of a lost season. Actually, that's true. Yeah, especially he's a very high or low pick, right? You got to have depth, and he's cheap, Right? So maybe maybe he can get better. Bowen's back. Maybe maybe it was the Bowen system that helped them. Maybe also the our new secondary coach coming in might be able to help them out a little bit more than maybe Henderson did. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But it's obviously you always in a lost season, you're always trying to look for something, anything to look forward to for next season, right? And if Hawkins can elevate his game even a little bit more, maybe he can hopefully be on the team going forward. Something to look forward to. But I was a little shocked when I saw that because they listed in that article, they listed the top bunch of guys grade wise on defense. I'm like, Trey Hawkins, yeah. But unfortunately, an injury got him.